Hi, I'm David Allen, CEO of Info Exchange, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about what we've learned and what we've seen in this new COVID time that we're now living in. Yes, it's here. A lot of people are saying things will return to normal in 3 years or 5 years. I am not so convinced. What we see that COVID has done is really accelerate a phenomenon that's been going on for decades. And this is the changes in the way customers interact with businesses to consume goods or services and interact with each other. This really has been in a largely digital format. And in fact, there's this largely overused term called digital transformation used to describe this phenomenon. But the key question to ask yourself is, what's going to happen post-COVID? Will the consumer return to the pre-COVID way of consuming your goods and services? That's what I'm not convinced of. I think the genie has left the bottle, has gotten fat, and probably won't ever go back in. So this new digital world is here. The same one that we've been talking about for decades. It's here now. And the new post-COVID reality is that commerce and interactions is going to be largely in a digital format. So post-COVID will not be what pre-COVID was like. Digital will be a large portion of that reality. So the question now for the C-suite is, well, what do I do? I break it up into two main categories. The first being tactical, which is immediate survival. What do I do right now? And when we look at it, the fact that so many of staff is now working remotely or from anywhere, the key things to deal with is security and to ensure that those staff can operate as efficiently as they were when they're in office. So the next thing is remote access to my applications and my data. And then, of course, the other bit too is communication. Or my routing calls that come through the PBX to the staff who are at a remote location. So largely from a tactical perspective, those three areas have to be dealt with right away. From a more strategic long-term perspective is, what investments am I going to be making in my infrastructure going forward? And that's going to be largely determined by the operational model you see going forward. Is it going to be in additional office space or retail space or manufacturing? Or are you going to be now considering, how am I going to service my consumer where the consumer wants to be? Or how in a fashion they want to interact with you on? And if the answer to that is digital or online, then certainly the infrastructure you need to be betting on going forward must include digital infrastructure. And of course, the processes that are going to leverage that infrastructure to support your operational model. There's a lot to consider. And that's why Info Exchange, we've created this hub with all of the kind of information that you'll need to help you navigate through this quagmire that we're in today. You can click on the link below and grant access to that information. Thanks a lot.